Part 49. Peach Youth. Author, Su Kifeng. Chapter 482. Lin Feng's hand first touched the belly of the beautiful bamboo, and soon he touched her chest photo, turned the chest photo to one side, and stroked the pair of plump and delicate balls. The matter of staying at school, the teacher in charge talked to you later. No. It doesn't matter, even if you can't stay in school after graduation, you don't have to worry about finding a good job, Lin Feng said. Beauty Bamboo's mood doesn't seem to be as high as before. Maybe it's the career choice she said just now that has affected her mood. Lin Feng said, this evening give you. Before Lin Feng could finish speaking, Tian Qingzu agreed to give it to him, which made Lin Feng infinitely happy, and he could finally break into the body of Beauty Bamboo this night to enjoy himself. Ready? Yup. Don't be afraid, I will be very light, Lin Feng said. If it's too light, don't you feel it? You might as well be warm, I'll hurt anyway. Is this what Beauty Bamboo said? Lin Feng couldn't believe it at all, but these words really came from the mouth of the beautiful bamboo. Why don't we go to my mansion? When we get there, we can take a bath in the surfing bathtub first, and then we can make out, Lin Feng said. All right, Beauty Bamboo had no objection. Lin Feng and Meizu left the rental house together, got into a taxi, and snuggled into Lin Feng's arms. A sweet smile appeared on Tian Qingzu's mouth. At this time, she was in a good mood. I don't know when Lin Feng broke into her body, when she felt pain. What will the mood be like? Arrived in that high-end community that is envied by many people and can arouse the motivation of many people to struggle. Lin Feng put his arms around the fragrant shoulder of the beautiful bamboo and smiled, we can live here after we both get married. Of course, if you want to move out of the dormitory and live with me, from tomorrow night, the two of us can do it. Live here often. I won't live with you until I get married, most of the time. It's better for me to live in the dormitory, but after the first time tonight, I'll ask you to come here from time to time. Tian Qingzu's soft words were very provocative, making Lin Feng's body more upright. I didn't expect the beauty of Zhigu to be so powerful. Maybe the beauty of Zhu said this was just stating a fact. I didn't want to use this to seduce him, but he was indeed seduced badly. In the living room of the mansion, as soon as he sat on the soft velvet sofa, Lin Feng's hand couldn't wait to touch the towering chest of Beauty Bamboo. Beauty Bamboo's breathing became more and more rapid, and gradually entered a very wonderful state. Lin Feng took off all the clothes on the beautiful bamboo in the living room. After taking off her chest photo and her panties, she could clearly see her entire body, graceful, delicate and plump. Very informative. At the same time, the beautiful bamboo also saw Lin Feng's entire body, which he had seen before. Seeing it this time felt very different, because Lin Feng's gun made her a little scared. Wouldn't it be very painful for such a behemoth to break into her body? Don't be afraid of pain, because she wants to make Brother Feng comfortable. Went to the bathroom together and sat in the surfing bathtub. Lin Feng and Meizu were like a pair of happy mandarin ducks. Playing in the water was very fun, and the teasing was very enthusiastic. Lin Feng planned to use the traditional posture to complete his first time with Beauty Bamboo, so he did not break into Beauty Bamboo's body in the bathroom. Bedroom. Lin Feng put Beauty Bamboo's naked body on the big soft bed and crawls on top of her. Beauty Bamboo was still admonishing herself not to be nervous just now, but at the critical moment she was still nervous, and her slender legs were immediately tight. As long as Lin Feng's hand uses a little strength, he can separate the legs of Beauty Bamboo, but he thinks it is cruel to do so. He is waiting for Beauty Bamboo's legs to separate naturally. After a while, Beauty Bamboo's slender legs finally separated, and Lin Feng tentatively broke into Beauty Bamboo's body. Oh ah! At that moment, Lin Feng broke into Meizu's body, and the intense pain caused Meizu's lips to grin and let out a bit of a sharp cry. Does it hurt? Pain. Take it easy. It's okay, I'm not afraid. When Lin Feng really broke into her body, the beautiful bamboo also became really brave. Lin Feng was exercising, and the beautiful bamboo was catering to her in the way she thought was right. The two fiery bodies were rippling to their heart's content. Beauty bamboo is a top quality tool, and Lin Feng is very comfortable. After calming down, Lin Feng saw that the eyes of the beautiful Zuxiang were wet, and tears could flow out at any time. He stroked the sweaty body of the beautiful Zuxiang and smiled, "King Zhu, you are finally my woman. Will you be good to me forever?" "Will do. No matter what happens in the future, will you be good to me for the rest of your life?" Tian Qing's tears finally flowed out. "Will do." When Lin Feng answered, he also felt that something was wrong, and he wondered, "King Zhu, are you hiding something from me?" "No. Really not." "No," Tian Qingzu said. Lin Feng thought about the situation during the summer vacation. At that time, he thought that Tian Qingzu had contacted Dainan many times, but when he asked, Dainan denied it, and then Tian Qingzu also denied it. Maybe the two of them really contacted many times and discussed something he didn't know. "King Zhu, you shouldn't lie to me." "I didn't lie to you, brother Feng. If you doubt me again, I'll be really angry," Tian Qingzu said. Tonight was Tian Qingzu's first time. She was in pain and bleeding. Lin Feng didn't want to make her more entangled. No matter what happened in the future, Tian Qingzu was her woman. Until dawn, Lin Feng hugged Tian Qingzu's wet body, without scoring twice, and did not continue to ask her anything. Tian Qingzu slept soundly, and when he woke up, he smiled and kissed Lin Feng's face. "Husband, did I make you comfortable last night?" "Comfortable, how about you?" "My, it hurts a bit. But that feeling is very special. I guess it will become more and more comfortable in the future." Tian Qingzu's towering chest pressed tightly against Lin Feng's body. The stimulation that the pair of buds gave him was extremely strong. A brace or a dress? In the end, rationality prevailed, and Lin Feng didn't want the beautiful bamboo, who had just been in pain, to be in pain again so soon, so he lifted up his pants. Walking on the road in the high-end community, the beauty of Zhu's body felt very special, as if Lin Feng's tall and straight still stayed in her body. After having breakfast together, we soon returned to the familiar street. Lin Feng sent Beauty Bamboo to the door of the girls' dormitory and watched her walk in. Only then did we arrive at Fengnan Fashion Store. A bag had already been sold within half an hour of opening the door. Dainan was in a good mood. The moment she saw Lin Feng, she showed an ambiguous smile. Although there was no one else in the store for the time being, she spoke. The voice was still very soft. "You kid must have succeeded last night. Later, you took the beautiful bamboo to your mansion. Did that, right? Right. Congratulations, you finally got King's body, that top-notch beauty school girl. Isn't that very special?" "Very special. It's so comfortable." "It's very comfortable," Lin Feng said. "I'm really happy for you. Now the beautiful bamboo is completely your woman. Your body and mind are yours. You have to treat her well for the rest of your life." "I will be good to her for the rest of my life, no matter what happens in the future," Lin Feng said. "Actually, forget it, let's not talk about it." Lin Feng lit a cigarette. He exhaled a strong puff of smoke, and his eyes were melancholy. "Did Kingzu say something to you?" "She didn't say it. But I guessed it," Lin Feng said. "What did you guess?" "I guessed that after graduation, Kingzu would return to teach in Qiaoshan town, Shu province," Lin Feng said. Dainan's heart was suddenly startled, and he quickly laughed, relieved. "How could you guess this? If this is the case, Kingzu will tell you." "She didn't say that she was afraid that I couldn't bear it, and you didn't say that she was afraid that I couldn't bear it. In fact, you know the situation in more detail than I do. What I can say now is that even if she really returned to Qiaoshan town in Shu province after graduation, She is also my woman, Lin Feng said. Forget it, I'll tell you. We two such good friends, you should have said some things, Lin Feng said. After graduating, Qingzu will go back to teach in Qiushan Town, Shu Province, but she will only go back for 1 year, that is to say, she will return to Beijing after 1 year, because the middle school in Qiushan Town, Shu Province will meet with the students 2 years ago. The third middle school in the county seat is merged, and by that time there will be no shortage of teachers. This situation is much better than I thought. It's only been a year since she went back. Even if she goes back for 3 years, I will wait for her, Lin Feng said. Real man. Beautiful Dinan, thank you for your exaggeration, you lied to me for so long, how are you going to let me punish you, Lin Feng said. You must not punish me. I will punish you tonight, punish you severely. Lin Feng smiled and walked out of the store. Dinan became depressed. He didn't know how Lin Feng would punish her at night. Could it be that he would take off her panties, and no matter how she resisted, she would still be her? I spent the morning reading books and sleeping. When Lin Feng fell asleep, all that flashed in his dreams were the situation where he was exercising enthusiastically against the beautiful bamboo's body. It was really comfortable. After lunch, Lin Feng started to code in a very special mood, because he already knew that after graduation, Tian Qingzu would return to teach at Qiushan Town in Shu Province for at least a year, perhaps longer than a year. The phone rang and it was Tian Qingzu who called. Lin Feng picked it up and said with a smile, "Wife, do you want to come to me?" "Yeah, I'm almost walking to that community, open the door for me later." Tian Qingzu's voice was a little melancholy, I'm afraid her whole person is even more melancholy. Lin Feng saw Tian Qingzu in clean and casual clothes, and brought this goddess-like beauty to his room. They sat on the sofa together and kissed her face. "I know everything I should know. It's all my fault, Sister Nan, I couldn't hold back for a while and told you in advance that the reason why I didn't want you to know in advance was not to deceive you, but to make our time together happier. We can be happier without Hayes, but now we have Hayes, can you still be happy? Can. Is it really possible? Really still?" Lin Feng's tone has always been certain. To be continued. Peach Youth. Author, Su Kifeng. Chapter 483. Tian Qingzu cried and said with hazy eyes, "Brother Feng, let's break up, I'm not worthy of you. I'm just a mortal, and you are a woman like a goddess. You are more than enough for me. I don't want to leave you either, but I have to go back for a year, otherwise I will feel sorry for my mother is gone, she has been watching me in heaven, I can't let her down, but don't worry, from now on since then, within 2 years, the middle school in Qiushan Town of Shu Province will definitely be merged with the third middle school in the county seat. The documents of the County Education Commission have been released, and the deputy county head who is in charge of education has also made a decision. The school buildings are all under construction. Can you wait for me 1 more year? I promise to marry you, and I will be a good wife, okay?" Tian Qingzu seemed to be begging him. "Okay," Lin Feng said. After a long hug and kiss, they both calmed down. Lin Feng wrote the words, and Tian Qingzu watched. "It's so easy. Of course it's easier for you to tell the truth. In fact, I'm also a lot more relaxed, because I know the truth, so I don't need to continue to suspect." Lin Feng smiled and said, "Actually, you and Dinan were all clever at the time, although I didn't see you talking to Dinan, but I guessed it. Husband, you are smart. Oh, yes, do you like me to call you Brother Feng or husband in the future?" "Of course, my husband. But sometimes I still like to call you Brother Feng, and calling you Brother Feng is just as good as calling you husband, so, if I return to Qiushan Town in Shu Province for a year, if there is someone who is more suitable than me, if your wife's woman appears, you don't have to think about me. Don't be your wife, be your sister. It is also a very happy thing for me," Tian Qingzu said. "Qingzu, Stop talking, you are the most suitable person to be my wife, Lin Feng said. Tian Qingzu said in his heart, I just like being your woman and spend a lifetime with you, but if you have greater happiness, I will not stand in your way. Lin Feng was chatting with the beautiful Bamboo while typing. Of course, the speed was not much faster. Fortunately, he didn't put the words Tianqingzhou and Qiushan town in Shu province into the novel in his gaff. After more than 2 hours, more than 4,000 words came out of the code. After having dinner together, Lin Feng and Beauty Bamboo brought the food to the store. There were customers, and they ate on behalf of Nan. Lin Feng and Tianqingzhou took care of the customers, which was very peaceful. But also a little sad. At the very least, when Tianqingzhou graduates, Lin Feng will be separated from her for a year. Perhaps this is a test for him, and it is also a test for the beautiful Bamboo. Lin Feng really wanted to take his computer to Qiushan town, Shu province, to accompany the beautiful Bamboo for a year, but this beautiful and noble woman would not let him. Also said, if you do that, I will break up with you. She is serious, and Lin Feng will not easily think that she is playing a temper. It may be that she thinks that it is enough for her to pay alone. You can't take Lin Feng and pay with her. After all, the environment in the back mountain town of Shu province is very difficult. It's almost 9 o'clock in the evening. Lin Feng went back to the master bedroom to continue coding. When Dang Nan came back, he had written another 6,000 words. Today, it was 10,000 words a day. Although it did not reach the predetermined 12,000 words, he was not too empty. Lin Feng said that she would be repaired, so Dainan was a little scared and did not dare to appear in Lin Feng's master bedroom, and got into her partition room, for fear that Lin Feng would knock on the door. But she soon heard a knock on the door, and although the door was locked from the inside, she was still nervous. Dainan didn't open the door for him. Lin Feng smiled helplessly and went back to the master bedroom. He sat on the sofa and lit a cigarette while sending a text message to Dainan, it's useless if you don't open the door. I have to fix you once. Let me fix it better than let me fix it later. Seeing the text message he sent, Dainan laughed, because she tasted the cuteness of Lin Feng from this text message again. Dainan replied to the text message, I can repair it, but you can't take off my pants, you have already obtained a beautiful beauty like Tianqingzhu, you are more beautiful than anyone else. Lin Feng also admitted that since he arrived in Beijing, he has become a very beautiful person. He has intersected with many beautiful women, and has slept with a few very high-quality women. There are happy times. There are also times of confusion. Lin Feng texted back, I won't take off your pants. Dainan was not so afraid anymore, he bravely appeared in front of Lin Feng, and said softly, how are you going to fix me, you can start. Lin Feng picked up Dainan and threw her onto the bed with a single throw. Dainan's body trembled with the soft big bed. Oh ah! What are you doing, boy? She was very nervous and screamed suddenly, but Lin Feng had already crawled on top of her. Dainan's lower abdomen clearly felt Lin Feng's uprightness, and looked at him with a fearless look, if you dare to mess around, I will dare to break up with you. I said, I won't take off your pants, I won't even take off your pants. Lin Feng did not take off Dainan's trousers, nor did she take off her trousers, but he put his hand in and teased it for a long time. Dainan's legs kept twisting, because Lin Feng's provocation gave her a lot of stimulation. Lin Feng finally took his hand out of her trousers, and Dainan said angrily, you bastard, get to the side, don't press me. Lin Feng rolled aside, and Dainan said again, you just like touching me so much. Like. Can you not like it? No, Lin Feng said. Dainan's pink fist fell on him like a storm. It didn't bring him pain, but only brought him a scent. Morning. Lin Feng was leaning on the sofa and reading a book on his mobile phone, when his mobile phone suddenly rang. It was Ye Ye. Miss Ye Ye must have something to call him. Lin Feng picked it up, smiled and said, yeah, do you miss me? You're a brave boy. You tease me as soon as you pick it up. Yes, I just miss you. Come to my private villa. I have something to discuss with you. Wait for me. Lin Feng soon arrived at Ye Zi's private villa and only saw Ye alone. After asking, I found out that Sister Wang went shopping. And Hongying is still secretly protecting Dainan and Tian Qingzhu. That woman, Wang Shan, is very likely to use shady tricks. If she can't deal with him head-on, she is very likely to attack the people around him. Therefore, Dainan and Tian Qingzhu need a kung fu master to protect them. Hongying's kung fu is powerful and superb. Secretly protected, Lin Feng is very relieved. I haven't gotten along with Ye in a simple way for a while, and although the two's bodies haven't touched each other, they still feel ambiguous. Ye personally brewed tea and brought it over. Sitting next to Lin Feng, he smiled and said, I put laxatives in the tea, do you believe it? Lin Feng took Ye into his arms, kissed her delicate face, and said with a smile, who are you lying to? I'm so annoying, let me go, I'm not your girlfriend Tian Qingzhu. I'm not your lover Hongying, why do you eat my tofu? It's just that you are attracted to me. Lin Feng kissed Ye Zi's face again, do you have a boyfriend? The suitors are rushing, but Miss Ben doesn't have a boyfriend yet. Listening to your tone, do you want to be the son-in-law of the Ye family? Improper. Lin Feng's answer was decisive, and Ye smiled softly. I called you here to discuss with you. If I put Bing Chen in the security department of Hungtu Company, what would the result be? Ye Zi said. Lin Feng was surprised, is that woman Bing Chen looking for you? Yes, she found me and wanted to be my bodyguard, but I don't think it's suitable for her to be my bodyguard. But it's okay to work in the security department of Hungtu Company. From the bottom of my heart, I don't like the woman Bing Chen very much. Because this woman is quite bad, at least she has no kindness to me, but aside from personal grievances, she is a very capable person. Very high, maybe she will perform very well when she arrives at the security department of Hungtu Company, Lin Feng said. If Bing Chen were a vulgar person, He Rose wouldn't have let Bing Chen stay by her side for so long, even if Bing Chen wasn't He Rose's true confidant. After all, she was a woman who was very close to her. Since if you don't object very much, then I will let Bing Chen go to work at Hungtu Company Yezideo. Lin Feng did not make any further comments. Ye Zi was silent for a moment. You and Tian Qingzhu have been together for a while, do you feel right? Very suitable. She made you happy? Very pleasant, Lin Feng said. How happy is it? The point of eruption, Lin Feng said. Ye Zi laughed, you are really a rogue, it seems that you and Qingzhu have already gone through that. Isn't that beautiful school flower's body very unusual when she sleeps? It's very comfortable and special. Lin Feng hugged Ye Zi's body tightly again and said with a smile, I think, Miss Ye, your body will be very comfortable and special when you sleep. Ye Zi, a black tiger digging his heart, hit Lin Feng. Lin Feng grabbed her wrist and kissed her red lips. Ye Zi's head shook, but in the end she couldn't avoid Lin Feng's hot kiss, opened her mouth and let his tongue slide in. Kissing passionately, Ye Zi's towering chest was tightly clinging to Lin Feng's body, which made her sweet and tangled. Bing Chen was obviously very worried about her future, so she sent Ye Zi a message of determination, Miss Ye, if you agree to let me into the security department of Hungtu Company, I will definitely behave well. Ye Zi smiled happily, looking at Lin Feng's face with spring-like eyes, and said with a smile, Bai Man and Bing Chen are really two types of people. Originally, Bai Man is a woman who is loyal to her boss and friends, so she is He Rose's true confidant. Bing Chen, although she is also very good, will consider herself wholeheartedly at a critical moment, Lin Feng said. I think so. Ye Zi asked Bing Chen to come to her private villa. Bing Chen came over, dressed in black clothes. Although her black boss, He Rose, had been arrested, she still looked like a black person. This black outfit made her gender seem vague, and people with bad eyes could easily see this beautiful woman as a cool and handsome guy, but Lin Feng knew that Bing Chen had and a big butt. To be continued. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Peach Youth. Author, Su Kifeng. Chapter 484. Bing Chen didn't expect Lin Feng to be there, and immediately became embarrassed. It could be seen from her eyes that she didn't have a good impression of Lin Feng. Lin Fengzin said, "Your sister, you've been in this field, and you still have such opinions on Lao Tzu. If Lao Tzu said to Ye Zi out of selfishness just now, you must not let Bing Chen enter Hung to company. I'm afraid you are a stinky woman. Gold jobs are gone. It is necessary to repair Bing Chen, otherwise he will feel uncomfortable," he said. "Bing Chen, come upstairs with me." Bing Chen said disdainfully, "Yeah, is my boss, but you are not my boss. How old are you? Why do you let me go upstairs and I will go up with you?" Lin Feng immediately wanted to slap Bing Chen twice, but before he put his anger into action, Ye Zi spoke first. "Bing Chen, although Lin Feng is not your boss, he is my good friend. I only informed you after discussing with him, that is to say, if he objected just now and thought it was inappropriate for you to enter the security department of Hung to company, I would not take you in." Bing Chen was very surprised. He didn't expect that the relationship between Ye and Lin Feng was so strong. Ye even discussed with Lin Feng whether to let her enter the security department of Hung to company. It seems that the attitude towards Lin Feng just now was indeed a bit bad. Bing Chen's face was not so cold, and he smiled and said, "Okay, I will go upstairs with you." Lin Feng looked gloomy and walked towards the stairs first. Bing Chen hesitated for a moment before following him. She had already expected that Lin Feng was very likely to repair her, but she didn't know how Lin Feng would repair her. Study. Lin Feng sat on the chair, but Bing Chen didn't dare to sit. Just standing in front of Lin Feng. Lin Feng said, "Baiman has left Beijing, why didn't you leave? Although Baiman and I are good friends. We used to work for Black Rose, but she and I are actually two types of people, with very different styles of dealing with people. It's her business that she leaves, and it's mine that I stay." Thing. Lin Feng had no objection to Bing Chen's answer just now, and added, "It is a good home for you to be able to enter the security department of Hung to company. I hope you can perform well in the future. Share your worries for Ye. Ye is a good person, and he is a black man. Rose is a good person with different styles. You can't block her, let alone betray her. If you do something unfavorable to Ye Zi in the future, I'll kill you. Don't think that I, who wrote online novels, dare not kill people. I'll be annoyed, I will kill you." Lin Feng's kung fu is very high. If he really wants to kill, even a super fierce person may die in his hands, but he has never thought about killing because he knows exactly what killing means to him. I just said that just to scare Bing Chen. Bing Chen didn't know what state of mind Lin Feng was in at this time. At this time, she was thinking of Lin Feng's sturdy kung fu. This kid's kung fu is so high. If she really wanted to destroy her, it would be easy. "I remember what you just said." "Oh, can I go downstairs?" "Not yet." "What's the matter with you?" Bing Chen said heartily. "Even if you have a good relationship with Ye Zi, you are not my boss. Don't take yourself too seriously, kid." Bing Chen is still very upset when he sees Lin Feng, but what I have to say is that she is a little afraid of Lin Feng. The reason is very simple. She is not Lin Feng's opponent in a fight. Even if she has a gun in her hand, she may not be able to find a shot at Lin Feng. "Gun chance." Lin Feng said, "Come closer." Bing Chen expected that Lin Feng might eat her tofu, but she could only take 2 steps closer. When Lin Feng grabbed her arm, She wanted to escape, but she was a bit slow. Her arm was grabbed by Lin Feng, and her whole body was pulled into her arms by Lin Feng. Lin Feng didn't touch Bing Chen's chest, but twisted her left and right thighs hard. Ah ah ah. The intense pain made Bing Chen scream, and this is what she screamed. Does it hurt? Pain. But I don't feel pain at all. Lin Feng showed a slightly evil smile. You screwed me, of course you don't hurt anymore. Is there anyone more hateful than you? Maybe in your eyes, I'm a bit hateful, but in the eyes of many people, I'm a good person. Lin Fengzin said, you, a woman who has always been cold, is much more hateful than me. When I fought with Hey Rose before, you did a lot of trouble. It was very painful and angry, but Bing Chen reluctantly showed a smile. You screwed up too, can you let me go downstairs? Oh! Bing Chen screamed again, because Lin Feng squeezed her round again. This is not teasing, but repairing her, really screwing. There is no taste of pity and jade. I'm a woman. Bing Chen took this to remind Lin Feng that he screwed a little too hard. If you were a man, I wouldn't be interested in pinching your ass, Lin Feng said, and pinched Bing Chen's again, still so hard. Very painful. This time Bing Chen didn't cry, but cried. Bing Chen, who was crying, also said in her heart, Lin Feng, you bastard, you better not fall into my hands in the future, otherwise I will see how I fix you. You screw my thighs and my ass. If you fall into my hands in your hand, I can't beat you to death with a whip. Lin Feng let go of Bing Chen. Her thigh really hurt Lin Feng, and she was limping when she walked. Ye Zi laughed when she saw Bing Chen's embarrassed appearance, but on the surface she seemed to be very concerned about Bing Chen. That kid Lin Feng bullied you. He screwed me. I'll take care of him later. Ye Zi's heart was full of joy, and she said in her heart, it seems that Lin Feng twisted your legs, making you walk unnaturally. Ye thought that it was very possible that Lin Feng touched Bing Chen's moist softness just now, but Lin Feng didn't do that just now. Ye also knew that Bing Chen would not be as loyal to her as he was to Black Rose before, so he did not let Bing Chen be her bodyguard like Hong Ying, but put Bing Chen in the security department of Hung Tu Company. Night. Fengnan Fashion Store is open. Business is not bad, a few customers have just gone out after buying something. Lin Feng came in. The moment she saw him, the beautiful bamboo showed a bright smile, and there was also shyness in it, because she and Lin Feng had already had that kind of thing. When she closed her eyes slightly, the scene of Lin Feng exerting force on her body was just like will emerge. Brother Feng, you are here. Coming. Lin Feng sat on the chair and patted his leg. Indicates that the beautiful bamboo sits on his lap. Although she was already Lin Feng's girlfriend and took off her trousers and did that kind of thing, sitting on Lin Feng's lap in front of Dainan was still a bit shy for her, a beautiful schoolgirl who was pure to a certain extent. Come on, Lin Feng asked you to sit on his lap, you can just sit. Hearing what Dainan said, Tian Qingze twisted and sat on Lin Feng's lap for a moment, and his round buttocks immediately felt Lin Feng's tall and straight. He couldn't help but oh his a bit, for fear that Dainan would see the clue, and soon sat on his again. Up and down, the excitement that beauty bamboo brought to Lin Feng was too strong, or rather too. If it wasn't for fear that Dainan would be stimulated too much, Lin Feng would have slapped the beautiful bamboo a few times through his pants. Dainan is a good woman. It is sinful to deliberately stimulate Dainan. Dainan saw the details just now, and couldn't help laughing. That beautiful face was extremely ambiguous, and she wanted to leave the store space for Lin Feng and the beautiful Zhu to be ambiguous, but the business was still very difficult. Important. So she didn't flash people. Lin Feng, if you are alright, go back and code. Don't influence me and Qingze to sell things here. Let's just say something. Bing Chen went to work in the security department of Hung Tu Company, Lin Feng said. Dainan was very surprised, and after a while he chuckled, this Bing Chen's face is really big enough, Not long after Hey-Rose's accident, she ran to Hung company to hang out with Yezi, just like a woman just died. The husband will get married. Your analogy seems a bit apt, but it's also a bit inappropriate. Black Rose is not dead, maybe she will come out soon, Lin Feng said. Dinan pouted, didn't say anything, but said in his heart, you can do it. Since you knew that Hey-Rose fell in love with you, your attitude towards Hey-Rose has taken a big turn. You used to want to let Hey-Rose die accidentally, now you really hope that the Black Rose will be released soon. Lin Feng returned to his rented master bedroom, lit a cigarette, and turned on the computer to browse the pages. Various data are still improving rapidly. The data in his book has surpassed several top gods signed by the company, but it is not the highest. Many people in the company's leadership circle and author circle think that Lin Feng is a dark horse with great potential. Perhaps his second book can create even greater miracles. But Lin Feng will not end this book early because the second book can create even greater miracles. He has to come down hard, not to mention that the data of this book has reached the extreme so far. Lin Feng thought of raising the price, maybe within half a month, but he didn't know how much he could mention. Seeing that Ai Wen's avatar was grey, Lin Feng guessed that she was invisible, so he smiled. Ai Wen is indeed invisible. At this time, she is wearing a nightgown and sitting on a chair to play a small game. Seeing the cute smiling face sent by Lin Feng, Ai Wen's heart is filled with warmth because of her. It was very lonely just now, and this loneliness even made her body feel a little uncomfortable, but the cute smile sent by Lin Feng was like a broom, which immediately swept away the unbearable loneliness. Ai Wen smiled. I am afraid that even she herself did not expect that her smile had reached a certain level. Ai Wen, your kid doesn't code well and gets distracted. After entering the message, she hesitated. Do you really want to send it to Lin Feng? If it was posted, she would start chatting, and she was afraid that she would not be able to control that emotion. Lin Feng already has a girlfriend, and she is a good girl he really wants to marry, so Lin Feng is unlikely to be her boyfriend. To post or not to post? It's uncomfortable not to post, but I'm afraid of losing control after I post it. Ai Wen was very tangled. Ai Wen's tears flowed out. Woo woo woo, she cried out a voice, her tears meandering on her charming face. Finally posted. To be continued. Peach Youth. Author, Su Kifeng. Chapter 485. Lin Feng saw the somewhat playful news sent by Ai Wen, and a warm current surged in his heart. Lin Feng, I thought you would ignore me again except during working hours. Ai Wen, I don't want to ignore you, but I can't control it. Lin Feng, it's still the same as before, apart from working relationships, we are still good friends, okay? Ai Wen, your proposal is good, I accept it, but there is one point, you are not allowed to play ambiguous in the future, I can't stand it. Lin Feng, I agree. He agreed. Can he and Ai Wen really not be ambiguous after that? Maybe he will take the initiative, maybe Ai Wen will take the initiative. The ambiguity between him and Ai Wen is still very likely to happen in the future. Ai Wen, your book will be able to raise the price soon, maybe it will give you a surprise this time. Lin Feng, do you mean to mention a lot? Ai Wen, I guess it's indispensable. Just wait. There will be news soon. I'm a little sleepy. I'll go to bed first. Ai Wen didn't turn off the computer to go to sleep immediately, and continued to play small games, because lying on the bed at this point and not being able to fall asleep was a kind of torture. She just didn't want to continue chatting with Lin Feng, so she found an excuse. Lin Feng was very excited. The coding speed was much faster than before. Before Dinan came back, he had coded more than 8,000 words. Tian Qingzhu returned to the dormitory. Dinan came back alone, so he knocked on Lin Feng's door. After thinking about it, let it go, lest he let this kid eat tofu again. Lin Feng typed for a while, but before Dinan came to his room, He planned to go to Dinan's room to have a look. He knocked on the door. Dinan was changing his pants, and his body suddenly tightened. He quickly put on his trousers and put on his nightdress to open the door. "You're sick, why are you knocking on my door? Come and see you." Lin Feng walked in. Facing Dinan, he showed a very ambiguous smile. Dinan said angrily, "Did you make it a hobby to disturb my rest while typing?" "It's not a hobby, it's fun." "You are so bad. Sometimes it's good to be bad to you. Who made you my most beautiful girl? Let me ask you, were you changing your pants just now?" So the door opened a little slower. Lin Feng said, "No. It's useless if you don't admit it. I've seen the pants you just changed." Lin Feng lifted Dinan's pants too much. Dinan was angry and shy at the same time, breathing quickly. "I don't know what to say to this evil boy, Lin Feng. You boy likes my trousers so much, these trousers are for you. I rely on." "Go back with my trousers," Dinan said. Lin Feng threw the trousers on the sofa, and a hungry tiger threw Dinan on the bed. "Oh don't overdo it, boy." When the lower abdomen felt Lin Feng's tall and straight, Dinan shouted in a panic, and the voice was loud, if someone in the corridor must have heard it. Lin Feng kneaded against Dinan's chest. Dinan's breathing was more rapid than before. But her voice was much lower. "I thought that when you got King's body, you would not be so enthusiastic towards me. It seems that I was wrong. You kid is no different to me than before. I am sincere to you." "Are you confessing?" Dinan said. "You should be. Then what do you want to do? You want to dump Tian Qingzu? Let me be your girlfriend." What Dinan said at this time made Lin Feng a little confused. Did Dinan want to be his girlfriend? Lin Feng became depressed and said after a while, "If you agreed to be my girlfriend before, I guess I will let you be my girlfriend instead of Qingzu. Because you are more suitable for me." Snapped. Dinan's hand fanned to Lin Feng's face. Lin Feng didn't dodge, and slapped Dinan abruptly. It didn't hurt, but his face was still hot. Dinan couldn't believe it. Just now, she slapped Lin Feng in the face, and she trembled. "You also slap me hard." Lin Feng was reluctant, so he didn't do anything but just smiled. Dinan raised his hand again and wanted to slap himself, but Lin Feng caught it. "Don't make trouble, have a good chat." "What are you talking about? I suddenly want to have two girlfriends. Qingzu is one, do you want to be the other?" Lin Feng said. "I regret it a little bit. I shouldn't have slapped you just now. I should have slapped you a few more times." "What the are you talking about? You can have two girlfriends?" "Girlfriends. Unlike a lover." "Then you can be my lover," Lin Feng said. "I am your red face." "Hanjian can also be a lover," Lin Feng said. "Look, after you and Qingzu get married, it's possible for me to be your lover, as long as Qingzu has no opinion." Dinan paused for a moment and said, "If you end up marrying another woman instead of Qingzu, then I won't. I'll be your lover, not even a friend, and maybe I'll leave the city so you can't find me." "I will marry Qingzu," Lin Feng said. "My good friend, the great Lin Feng, hurry up and go back to your room. You'd better get rid of this rental room and live in your mansion." Dinan seemed to be a little happier than before. "Whether I want to return this rental room is none of your business." Lin Feng smiled evilly and walked out. Dinan's brows furrowed. "Why is it not your bird's business but your bee's business?" She quickly recalled it, and immediately regarded the pillow as Lin Feng's head, slammed a few punches, and lay down on the simple bed that was not very soft. Her breathing was rapid and even panting. Lin Feng continued to code, as if he was on a stimulant. He was already excited to a peak-like state. The code was fast, and he planned to code until 2 in the morning. He didn't come here to be false. He really wrote until 2 in the morning, counting before midnight. Out of 15,000 words. I lay on the bed because I was too excited. It is unlikely that he will fall asleep immediately. If the beautiful bamboo is lying beside him at this time, he will definitely take off his panties, but at this time the beautiful bamboo is not by his side. After more than an hour, Lin Feng finally fell asleep. He dreamed of his wedding with the beautiful bamboo. It was very romantic and warm, which made the smile he showed in his sleep very comfortable. Morning. When Lin Feng was reading on his mobile phone, his cell phone rang from an unfamiliar number, and it was estimated that someone was looking for trouble for him. Lin Feng's face turned gloomy and he continued, "Who are you looking for? It's very rude. You don't even know who is calling. It's so rude. Have you made a mistake in writing online novels?" The very sweet woman's voice was a little unfamiliar to him, and Lin Feng became puzzled. Who is this woman? Who are you? I'm Wang Shan, the current chairman of Wang Group, that is to say, I'm your sister Wang. Even if you are a very noble and rich woman, even if you are older than me, you can't easily be my sister, because I don't like to call women who have no friendship as sister, Lin Feng said. It's really unique. There are crowds of people in the metropolis, but it's rare to see people with personality like you. You're almost at the community you rented, and you'll open the door for me when you come out. I want to have a good chat with you. Wang Shan wants to chat with him. Lin Feng really didn't know that he and Wang Shan had a bird to chat with. Even if Wang Shan wanted to talk about his birds, he was not interested. Wang Shan owns many luxury cars. This time I was looking at an Audi Q7, a very dazzling car. It would be even more dazzling if a noble, elegant, and beautiful woman came out of this dazzling luxury car. Wang Shan is such a woman, so she is very dazzling. This luxury car is in sharp contrast with this dilapidated community, and Wang Shan's noble temperament is also in sharp contrast with this community. At this time, what Lin Feng thought was that it was you who stole He Wentao from Sister Wang's side, or that He Wentao, a very handsome and beastly man, abandoned Sister Wang in order to climb your high branches. Sister Wang treats him very well, making him 1,000 pieces of braised pork to eat, and he often touches the soft meat, so that he can taste the charm and the dampness of a peach-like woman. I feel very much. So he developed a kind of resentment towards Wang Shan, wishing to fall in love with this woman and make He Wentao's hair green. Lin Feng took Wang Shan to his rental room, and Wang Shan's brows immediately wrinkled. She had only seen this type of rental room with different partitions on a TV interview program. Walking into the master bedroom where Lin Feng lived, Wang Shan didn't dislike the low-end sofa. After sitting down, her slender legs wrapped in dark red trousers were tight. Lin Feng brought tea over and sat beside her. I could tell from the way you were walking just now that you don't know much about Kung Fu, probably not even the simplest self-defense technique. You come to me, even if you don't bring bodyguards, you are not afraid of danger. I believe Mr. Lin Feng, a new era online writer, is a very principled person, Wang Shan said. Although I don't have a good impression of you, I have a good impression of what you said just now. Lin Fengzin said, in fact, I also like your tall and slender legs. My intuition tells me that your plump are pure and natural, they are very soft and full of material. Wang Shan lit a slender lady's cigarette and smoked it, her lips smeared with lavender lipstick lifted slightly, and after blowing out 2 puffs of smoke, she smiled and said, why don't you ask me what I have to do with you? You will tell, otherwise you will be in vain, Lin Feng said. Wang Shan smiled relievedly, your kung fu is very good, and your mouth is also very good. Do you want to make money? Think. Help me hit someone. I don't want to, Lin Feng said. If you say you have a personality, you really have a personality. Since you want to make money, help me beat someone. You only need to beat that person badly. You don't have to bear any consequences. I'll give you 1 million after it's done. You can earn 1 million by hitting someone, which is more than a professional killer who kills someone. Lin Feng still didn't intend to agree, but he planned to tentatively ask, who to hit? Do you want me to kick your husband? He went Tao's thing? Break. To be continued. Peach Youth. Author, Su Kifeng. Chapter 486. Wang Shan's face became gloomy, but after a while, she calmed down again. You are so interesting. If you kicked that thing off my husband, wouldn't I be a widow? If you had other men besides He Wen Tao, you would not be a widow, Lin Feng said. You bastard, I'm not having an affair. You won't be as excited as you if you don't have an affair. In fact, whether you have an affair or not, it's none of my business, Lin Feng said. I haven't dated you anyway, and I didn't even know you before. Just tomorrow, a Thai master nicknamed Brown Bear will challenge you. If you can destroy the Brown Bear, then I will give you 1 million, Wang Shan said. Lin Feng was puzzled. Isn't the Brown Bear from Wang Shan? Maybe the Brown Bear will be He Wen Tao's man. This is very interesting. No matter whether he agrees or not, he has to fight with the Brown Bear. While cleaning up the Brown Bear, he can get 1 million more from Wang Shan. Why not? Agreed. You really aren't stupid. A little bit of IQ, Lin Feng said. The 1 million you promised, why don't you give me 500,000 today? If I pay you 500,000 in advance, and if you lose to the Brown Bear, my 500,000 will go to waste. Your worry is very reasonable, but what I want to say is that if you pay me 500,000 in advance, my performance will be better, and your goal will be easier to achieve. Do you want me to ask He Wen Tao to ask for this money, since if you can find me, I can find He Wen Tao, Lin Feng said. You are a very wise person and a very sinister person. However, you are very good to me. Chatting with you, I am very happy. Today I will pay you 500,000 in advance. Please give me a card number, Wang Shan agreed. Lin Feng gave her a card number. Before she went out, she said that the phone number I used to call you was the phone number I usually use. If you want Sister Wang to accompany you for a cup of coffee when you are bored in the future, you can dial this number. At noon, Lin Feng always laughed when he and Dainan ate at Fengnan fashion store. Dainan didn't know what Lin Feng was laughing at. I thought this kid was brewing to eat her tofu again. So I used sharp words to remind him several times in a row, trying to let him know that eating her tofu in the store would have serious consequences. Lin Feng actually laughed because Wang Shan contacted him to give him money to repair the Thai master Brown Bear, but Lin Feng did not intend to communicate this with Dainan. Keep laughing at him. Let Dainan be confused. The afternoon was spent in code words. Lin Feng spent more than 3 hours writing 12,000 words and then went out and took a taxi to Yeziai's private villa. More than an hour ago, Lin Feng had already received 500,000 from Wang Shan, which made his deposit a little more. But if he wants to repay the 10 million owed to Yeziai, it is estimated that it will take some time. Yeziai and Sister Wang were both there. Seeing Lin Feng coming, Sister Wang's delicate face inadvertently appeared a crimson. She didn't notice it herself, but the clear crimson made Ye see it. Yezixin said, "It's incredible, seeing Lin Feng, your face turned red like that. Is the ambiguous relationship between you and Lin Feng beyond my imagination? Maybe you and Lin Feng have already gone through that, but you are embarrassed to tell me this charming woman." Sitting on the sofa, drinking tea and chatting, Lin Feng gave a brief overview of the situation. Yaya and Sister Wang immediately concluded that Wang Shan, the chairman of the Wang Group, increasingly distrusted the He Wen Tao, and the Brown Bear was estimated to be a master under He Wen Tao. Maybe Wang Shan didn't know about the existence of brown bears before, but only recently. Lin Feng also thinks so. Their guess is actually the truth. I am afraid it is not far from He Wen Tao's unfortunate day. I'm going to cook. Sister Wang got up and walked towards the kitchen with graceful steps. Although her round buttocks twisted a little, she was still very energetic. Yeziai's hand stretched out and shook it in front of Lin Feng's eyes. He smiled and said, you kid is so obsessed with watching Sister Wang's back. Did her back give you a strong stimulus? Lin Feng said, you are wrong, it's not that her back gave me strong stimulation, but her buttocks gave me strong stimulation. Ye Ziyi's face turned red, because what Lin Feng said just now not only irritated her, but also teased her, making her unable to think. Lin Feng, what the did you do to Sister Wang's ass? Ye Ziyi was a little excited, and the moment he got up, he said, you kid, come upstairs with me. Ye Ziyi quickly walked upstairs. Lin Feng smiled helplessly and went upstairs, and went to the study together. Miss Ye Ziyi is sometimes noble and elegant, and sometimes unrestrained and wild. For example, at this time, she did not sit on a chair, but sat on a desk. Her slender legs trembled against Lin Feng, as if she was always on the move. Possibly kicked him. Lin Feng had already thought about it. If Yeziki kicked him, he would grab Yezi's leg and pull her off the desk into his arms. Yezi's slender legs didn't kick Lin Feng's body. She showed a very ambiguous smile, and said leisurely, you kid can explain, what shameful deeds have you done in my private villa? All my actions in your villa are upright and upright, with the permission of the other party, such as me and Hong Ying, such as me and Sister Wang. You're good enough, you really gave Sister Wang, Ye Ziyi said. Lin Feng smiled and did not answer. Say it. Do not say. Are you going to tell me? Do not say. Lin Feng made it clear that he would not say it, but Ye really wanted Lin Feng to say it himself. Ye Ziyi's slender legs finally kicked him, and this is what Lin Feng was waiting for. He immediately grabbed Ye Ziyi's calf and pulled it hard. Ye screamed and his body fell off the desk. Lin Feng took Ye into his arms, and Ye's towering chest slammed into Lin Feng's arms with great force. Soft and warm. That taste is really wonderful. At the same time, Lin Feng's two hands touched Ye Ziyi's back and buttocks respectively. Ye Ziyi was very shy and flustered. Lin Feng. You let me go, or I'll be really angry. I'll send you off in 3 minutes. Lin Feng continued to stroke Ye Ziyi's back and buttocks, and at the same time kissed her face and neck. The reason why she didn't kiss her lips was that she would bite her tongue when she opened her mouth. In the case of anger, Miss Ye Ziyi is very likely to bite his tongue, so kissing Ye's delicate face and slender and smooth neck is wise and in this case. 3 minutes later, Lin Feng loosened the leaves. At this time, the neck of the leaf has already appeared a red. A woman can only appear this kind of red when being sucked by a man. Ye didn't know that her neck had turned red under Lin Feng's sucking, and when Lin Feng let go of her, she quickly ran out. Lin Feng walked out at a very slow pace. He found the luxurious villa more and more enjoyable to him. When the leaves arrive in the living room. Just as Sister Wang came out of the kitchen, there was a dish being stewed in the pot, and Sister Wang planned to come out and rest for a while. Seeing the redness on Ye's neck, Sister Wang's brain turned quickly. Think back for a moment to be sure. When the leaves just come. That patch of red on the neck doesn't exist, that is to say, the patch of red on Ye's neck just appeared. How did it appear? Sister Wang is a visitor. Of course I understand the subtleties of it. Seeing Sister Wang showing a charming smile, Ye's beautiful eyes flickered for a moment and said, my good Sister Wang, you are getting more and more estrus, hurry up and find a man. If someone said she was in heat, Sister Wang would definitely be very angry, but Ye said she was in heat, but she wasn't angry, because the two of them had a very good relationship and had made very wet jokes before. Sister Wang replaced the charming smile just now with a very warm smile, and said leisurely, Yeah, I'm not in heat, I'm just curious about the red on your neck. Yezi's heart suddenly tightened, and strong anger immediately surged up. You don't have to think about it, you must know that Lin Feng bit her neck just now and made the patch of red. Let Sister Wang see it all. Ye immediately rushed upstairs. In fact, Lin Feng planned to come downstairs, but he heard the conversation between Ye and Sister Wang and ran to the study again. Lin Feng didn't lock the door of the study from the inside, because Ye Ziyi had a key, and even if Ye Ziyi couldn't open the door of the study, he would have to come out after all. Ye Ziyi appeared in front of Lin Feng angrily and panted, "Lin Feng, you are standing there honestly, don't hide, I'll stop when I'm hooked." Yeah, you are someone who knows Kung Fu. My Kung Fu is far worse than yours. Are you afraid that I will hurt you? Ye Ziyi said. I'm going to fight that Thai master named Brown Bear tomorrow. If I'm injured at this time, it's definitely not a good thing, Lin Feng said. Yup. Lin Feng is going to fight the Brown Bear tomorrow. Ye actually wanted to hurt Lin Feng just now, smashed his face, and then kicked his thing to swell. This is out of breath, but it also seriously affects Lin Feng's combat effectiveness. Ye also wants Lin Feng to violently repair the so-called Thai master Brown Bear. Then make a note of the fight first, and I'll make it up for you when you're done with the Brown Bear, you nasty guy. The angry look of the leaves is very cute. At this time, what Lin Feng wanted to do most was to take Ye into his arms and fondle her towering and plump buttocks. If he did this, it would undoubtedly add fuel to the fire. Let's just bear with it, so he went out with Ye. Ye raised his legs and kicked Lin Feng's calf twice, without much effort. This would definitely not affect Lin Feng's combat effectiveness. Ye would say every time he kicked, "You're so abominable, boy." After eating together, Ye left, leaving Lin Feng and Sister Wang in the villa. Ye wouldn't mind no matter what the charming Wang Ji and Lin Feng did. Wang Ji hoped that Hong Ying would come over suddenly. If Hong Ying came, Lin Feng would not keep eating her tofu. Sometimes Lin Feng eats her tofu to make her very comfortable. Sometimes Lin Feng eats her tofu, which makes her very depressed. Stinky boy, can you play chess? You said that I'm a stinky boy. Even if you are a fragrant woman, you can't always say that I stink. Do you want to smell it again? Lin Feng said. To be continued. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Peach Youth. Author, Su Kifeng. Chapter 487. Sister Wang immediately thought of the embarrassing scene when Lin Feng pressed her head on her legs and made her smell it. She was a little flustered. Don't bully Sister Wang, or Sister Wang won't like you anymore. You mean, if I don't bully you, you like me? Sister Wang, are you in love with me? Like and love are different, Sister Wang said. Sometimes about the same. Excuse me, do your parents allow you to marry a second married woman 10 years older than you as a wife? Sister Wang was extremely sharp. Lin Feng was immediately stunned. His face was even a little pale, and he reached an unattainable level. Ha ha ha. Sister Wang laughed, her towering chest rippling with her superb figure. After a while, Lin Feng also smiled relievedly. Sister Wang, you are so beautiful and talented, even if you are 10 years older than me, even if you have had a failed marriage before, maybe my parents really don't object to me marrying you. It's a pity. Yes, I already have green bamboo. You kid can talk. I'm afraid you are afraid of hurting my self-esteem. Tell you kid, although Sister Wang's past is a bit unbearable, but Sister Wang is very confident. Even if you want to marry, I will not marry. And you? Sister Wang started to play chess, and Lin Feng also focused part of his attention on the chessboard. In this state, Lin Feng didn't expect himself to be able to perform exceptionally. As long as he walked out with his own pieces every time, it would be okay. Sister Wang reminded me several times, Lin Feng, be more serious about you, kid. But the chess that Lin Feng walked out was getting more and more stinky, because Sister Wang's body was so fragrant, and the moist smell was irritating him all the time. In the first game, Lin Feng quickly lost. Sister Wang said angrily, you don't care at all, I won't play with you anymore, I'm going upstairs to read. Sister Wang went upstairs, Lin Feng watched TV for a while and also went upstairs, went to the study, stood beside Sister Wang, admired the white spring light from the neckline, and tasted the fragrance very carefully. Sister Wang knew that Lin Feng's eyes were hunting for beauty. I also know that Lin Feng's two nostrils are smelling her fragrance. But she didn't remind Lin Feng, and continued to read quietly, but she said in her heart, I can't be fascinated by you, kid. I, a charming woman 10 years older than you, can fascinate you to the point of dizzying. Sister Wang cruelly attracted Lin Feng. Lin Feng endured the intense stimulation sadly. No nosebleed came out. The legs were not weak either. But his body is getting taller and straighter. If it wasn't for rationality, I'm afraid he would have picked up Sister Wang's graceful and soft body. Put her on the desk and do fa on the spot. Sister Wang, I want to ask you something. Ask. Are you planning to get married again? Lin Feng asked. Want to hear the truth? Certainly. Never get married again, be single for life. Lin Feng can understand that Sister Wang made such a decision, because Sister Wang's heart has already broken He Wen Tao's bastard, and she is already desperate for marriage. Then you. Then what happened to me? Be my lover, Lin Feng said. He. Sister Wang laughed with joy, and said after a while, I don't have that addiction yet. Will you have that addiction in the future? Who knows what will happen in the future? Get out of here, kid, don't stand here and affect my mood, Sister Wang said angrily. Lin Feng left the study. Maybe Sister Wang will be his lover in the future. If Sister Wang really does become his lover, it is obviously a wonderful thing. After 11 o'clock in the evening, Hong Ying came back and saw that Lin Feng was still there. She smiled charmingly. Dear, are you waiting for me? Just waiting for you. Are you trying to vent all the stimulation yeah and Sister Wang brought you to me, Hong Ying said. I want to vent all the excitement that all the beauties in this world have brought me to you. Lin Feng picked up the red shadow and walked upstairs. Take a bath together. Let's go over the clouds together. Hong Ying has always acted as a female knight, riding on Lin Feng's body, sometimes undulating and twisting wildly, sometimes rubbing gently. The rhythm is in place and the strength is in place. Very enjoyable, very. When Lin Feng lit a cigarette and started smoking, Hong Ying stroked his chest and said, according to what I know today, the brown bear is a very tough guy, you must not take it lightly, and besides the brown bear, there is also a butterfly. What flower butterfly? Flower butterfly and brown bear are both masters brought back by He Wen Tao from Pattaya, Thailand. Wang Shan didn't know about it before, but now Wang Shan already knows. It is estimated that after you defeated Xueling, Wang Shan was in a daze, and He Wen Tao wanted to do well. So I took the liberty to move out the two masters he kept in private, Hong Ying said. A decision made by a person with a hot head can easily put oneself into a passive situation, such as He Wen Tao, Lin Feng said, but He Wen Tao is a hateful thing, and he deserves to be unlucky. It is estimated that this He Wen Tao is going to be unlucky. In fact, in Wang Shan's eyes, He Wen Tao has always been a very handsome dog, Hong Ying said. I don't know what the dog is doing. It is estimated that she is working Wang Shan's body, Hong Ying said. Morning. When Lin Feng returned to the familiar street, the Fengnan fashion store was already open for business. There are no customers for now. Dinan is applying lip gloss in front of the small mirror, making her already rosy lips even more rosy. Lin Feng sat next to Dinan and said with a smile, your lips are already trustworthy, so you don't need to apply lip gloss, you should spray some of the Tiffany perfume I gave you. Dinan blew a sigh of aroma at Lin Feng very provocatively. Her mouth shape was very sultry just now, but she regretted blowing this aroma at Lin Feng, because her behavior was equivalent to seducing Lin Feng. If Lin Feng took this to eat her tofu, she would have nothing to say. However, Lin Feng was more calm than Dinan imagined at this time, and did not eat her tofu. Just lit a cigarette and smoked. You must not have been in your mansion last night. Not here. Now that Dinan has guessed it, Lin Feng has no need to hide it. This time is not suitable for telling white lies. You are in Ye's private villa, right? Is Hongying or Sister Wang sleeping with you? Dinan asked. It must be a red shadow. How could Sister Wang sleep with me? Lin Feng didn't want Dinan to continue asking questions, so he quickly stretched out his hand and flicked on Dinan's chest. Oh you asshole! Dinan shouted heavily, but not very loudly, because customers might come in at any time at this time. Dinan really did not continue to ask. She asked Lin Feng to go back to rest or code, saying that she was alone here. Lin Feng said that it is estimated that someone will come to challenge him this morning, so he plans to wait here. Dinan was surprised. Who is going to challenge you? Wang Shan's person. Lin Feng did not explain in detail. I said in my heart. In fact, it is he Wen Tao's person. More than an hour later, the Thai master named Brown Bear did not appear, but Lin Feng believed that if nothing else happened, brown bears are sure to show up this morning. Really? After half an hour, the brown bear appeared. Brown skin. Strong and powerful, Lin Feng could tell intuitively that the brown bear was indeed a master. It is estimated that it will be more powerful than Xueling, the head of the security department of Wang Group. You are Lin Feng, Brown Bear said. I am. Who are you? Lin Feng knew that this was a brown bear, but sometimes it was interesting to ask him knowingly. Brown Bear. Are you here to buy something? Lin Feng said. This store is too small, and the things here are too low end. I never choose such an unbearable place to spend. I'm here to challenge you, Brown Bear said. Dinan was very angry. Since you think this small shop is unbearable, then you should get out. The brown bear looked at Dinan's face with a playful look. Seeing that you are a beautiful woman, I won't care about you as much. He quickly looked at Lin Feng again. You must accept my challenge. If you have a bet, I'll take it. How much do you want to bet? 1 million, Lin Feng said. No problem. The brown bear readily agreed, because he Wen Tao had already told him that as long as the bet proposed by Lin Feng was within 5 million, you would agree. The brown bear drove away in the black Pajero, a little bit of a wind, because his appearance and departure attracted the attention of some girls at Beijing Normal University. There was even a pretty girl who said that if my boyfriend could have such a car, I would be satisfied. I would drive it when I went to see my parents. I guess I could pass the test in one go, because my mother is riding an electric car. When I go shopping in the supermarket, I envy the woman who parks the car in the supermarket parking space. Dinan said, the brown bear looks like a very powerful person. Do you think he will be a very powerful person? Brown bears are really powerful. Then will you be seriously injured by the brown bear? Dinan said. Do not know. Oh. Dinan was even more worried, but she couldn't stop the fight between Lin Feng and the brown bear, because she was just a person who opened a small shop and did a small business, and didn't have that ability. In the afternoon, Lin Feng was typing in the rented master bedroom. When he typed out 2-3,000 word chapters, Tian Qingzhe came. Tian Qingzhe, who was pure, charming, soft, and graceful, sat beside Lin Feng. Her red lips moved for a moment and said, Brother Feng, I heard from Sister Nan that there is a master named Brown Bear to challenge you. It was someone named Brown Bear who challenged me. Brown Bear is from Wang Group. Lin Fengzin said that the Brown Bear was actually He Wen Tao's bastard, and the appearance of the Brown Bear also showed that He Wen Tao's bad luck was not far away. Characters such as Sister Wang and He Wen Tao have little to do with Tian Qingzhe's life, so Lin Feng does not intend to elaborate on the grievances that cannot be fought with Tian Qingzhe. Tian Qingzhe's soft body got into Lin Feng's arms. Husband, Sister Nan and I will watch the fight between you and the brown bear, and Sister Nan and I will bless you. Lin Feng hugged Tian Qingzu's delicate body and kissed passionately. At the same time, his hand was stroking Tian Qingzu's towering chest. The beauty of Zhu's face was flushed and panting quickly, and she had clearly entered a wonderful state. To be continued. Peach Youth. Author, Su Kifeng. Chapter 488. Lin Feng picked up Tian Qingzu and planned to roll onto the big soft bed to get warm, but Tian Qingzu said, "Brother Feng, you write the words first, and when you defeat the brown bear, I will take care of you." Lin Feng nodded with a smile, bit Tian Qingzu's lips and face again, then released her and continued to code. Beauty Bamboo is getting more and more relaxed, which is undoubtedly a very pleasant thing for him. Lin Feng's blood boiled, and while typing, all the violent scenes of punching and kicking appeared in his mind, which made him type the keyboard very fast. Tian Qingzu was quite surprised, because Lin Feng wrote words at a speed of more than 100 words per minute without even a single typo, and the plot he wrote was very intriguing. Tian Qingzu said in his heart, "Brother Feng, you are really talented, Brother Feng, I love you so much, Brother Feng, don't get hurt tonight, I will make you very comfortable when you finish fighting with the brown bear." Lin Feng is very confident in his dragon and snake legs, but he does not rule out that the Thai master brown bear is a hard bone to chew. 8 p.m. Hong Ying drove a Hummer H2 over, and Ye also came. When this god-level off-road vehicle parked outside the Fengnan fashion store, it immediately attracted the attention of many passers-by. Although no one stepped forward to touch the texture of the car, there were indeed many people who stood not far away to look at this unrestrained and wild Big Mac, and let this car have a little relationship with themselves in their fantasy. People who drive Hummer H2 also come to this kind of store to spend. This can no longer be described as a heavy taste, it can only be said to be a very strange taste. Ye and Hong Ying definitely didn't come here for consumption, because such a small shop is not enough for them to spend hundreds of thousands or even millions at a time. The two of them came to pick up Lin Feng, Tian Qingzu, and Dainan. After walking into the store and having a brief chat, Dainan closed the store, and a few people got on the Hummer H2 together. The built-in of this god-level off-road vehicle is luxurious enough, and it is even more luxurious after Miss Ye's elegant transformation. The Hummer H2 smashed wildly all the way to Zhao's fight center. When the car stopped, Zhao Sushan, the eldest master of Zhao's fighting center, and Xiao Xiao, a courtesan from Beijing Normal University, were already waiting outside. When they saw Lin Feng and his party came down from the Hummer H2, Zhao Sushan didn't feel anything, but but he shouted in his heart, "Lin Feng! You are such a kung fu master." Because Xiao gave him an aphrodisiac. Therefore, Lin Feng had been exercising against this beauty's body for a long time, and he got a strong sense of pleasure, which also brought great enjoyment to Xiao. Although she is already Zhao Sushan's girlfriend, what flashed in Xiao Xiao's mind at this time was the scene of her and Lin Feng rolling over the big bed. Very enthusiastic and enjoyable. Lin Feng didn't feel that there was anything wrong with Zhao Sushan. First, he and Xiao got together under the effect of aphrodisiacs. Secondly, it happened before Xiao became Zhao Sushan's girlfriend. Just when Lin Feng and Zhao Sushan were chatting hotly, another off-road vehicle drove over, and Wang Shan, He Wentao and Brown Bear got out of the car. It was only the three of them who came, but it was very intriguing, because both Wang Shan and He Wentao came, but Wang Le did not come. The reason why Wang Le was not brought over was because Wang Shan had already predicted that this fight would not bring any happiness to Wang Le. Wang Le naturally wanted to see Lin Feng repaired, but Wang Shan thought that this fight would be Lin Feng taking care of the Thai master Brown Bear, so Wang Le didn't need to appear. He Wentao didn't think of this, he thought that Wang Shan didn't let Wang Le come because Wang Li's face was hurt and it would be embarrassing to come. Seeing Miss Ye and Hong Ying, Wang Shan and He Wentao were surprised and embarrassed. What the is going on? Why are they both here? Yeah, I haven't seen each other for a while. Wang Shan was a little upset, but her smile seemed sincere. I haven't seen you for a while. If it wasn't for the brown bear on your side challenging my good friend Lin Feng, I'm afraid I still won't see you. Yezixin said, you think I rarely see you as a stinky woman, and it's you who ruined Sister Wang's family, but it's okay, without you, I don't know when He Wentao's dog's tail will be exposed. Facing Ye, He Wentao always smiled and didn't say anything, because he didn't know what to say to Ye, and he was even more afraid that Ye would slap him in front of Wang Shan. Hungtu Company and Wang Group are of equal strength, so Ye Zi and Wang Shan will give each other face when they meet, but He Wentao is different. Even if he is Wang Shan's husband now, Wang Group is not his, so Ye has no need to give each other his face. Wang Shan really couldn't believe it. Lin Feng, a kid who lived by code words, and Ye, the eldest lady of Hungtu Company, were still good friends. Lin Feng and Brown Bear boarded the ring. There were more than 10 spectators, including the owner of Zhao's fighting center, Zhao Sushan's father Zhao Xiangdong, as well as Zhao Sushan's other two masters, Sun Ping, a karate master, and Meng Sengong, a veteran combat expert from Huaxia. Before the fight began, Tian Qingzu and Dainan's hearts jumped wildly, and they were worried that Lin Feng was not the opponent of the brown bear, because the brown bear's muscles were very developed, and it was very strong at a glance. Standing on the ring, the brown bear was very imposing, with a cold face and a sharp light in his eyes, as if he could defeat Lin Feng with a classic Muay Thai move. It can be said that among all the people present, except He Wentao alone, no one wanted the brown bear to win. Even Wang Shan hoped that Lin Feng could cripple the brown bear, because she had already made $1 million agreement with Lin Feng, and has already played 500,000 to Lin Feng's card in advance. Opened. The moment the brown bear rushed forward, it was a sturdy elbow on the top of Lin Feng's head. The speed was very fast and the force was very strong. The moment Lin Feng dodged, the brown bear slammed into Lin Feng's face and chest several times in a row. It can be seen that the brown bear is not only a power type but also a speed type, and he is definitely a top Muay Thai master. Lin Feng is also blocking while dodging. But he had already been punched by the brown bear in the chest, staggered back a few steps, and almost fell on the ring. Just as Lin Feng was adjusting his steps, the brown bear kicked him in the chest again. If he ate this kick, Lin Feng would probably be killed. Fortunately, Lin Feng avoided and let the brown bear swipe past him with a mighty kick, and then Lin Feng kicked the brown bear with a few kicks. He was very passive just now, even his chest was injured, but after Lin Feng's sweeping legs kicked out like a dragon rushing to a snake dance, instantly turned passive into active. The brown bear was very surprised. Could it be that Lin Feng has played in the advanced black market boxing competition before, otherwise how could his leg skills be so fierce and domineering? Dodging alone is not enough, the brown bear can only occasionally stretch out his arms to block, and Lin Feng's legs kicked the brown bear's arm several times. The brown bear's body shook violently. Back off constantly. Soon he turned around and backed away, completely pressed and beaten by Lin Feng. The brown bear made several violent elbows at Lin Feng's head, all of which were resolved by Lin Feng's dodge and block. Bang bang bang. Lin Feng, who was still kicking out his legs just now, suddenly threw a few punches at the chest and stomach of the brown bear. The brown bear was protecting his head with both arms, for fear that Lin Feng would blow his head off with a high kick. As a result, a large space was left below the head. Lin Feng took no less than 10 punches on his chest and stomach. The brown bear spewed blood from his mouth. He bent over to cover his chest and backed away, shocked and surprised. Seeing Lin Feng leaning over, the brown bear kicked twice to get Lin Feng to avoid it. When the brown bear kicked for the third time, Lin Feng squatted as his body shifted sideways, and suddenly swept towards the brown bear's supporting leg. The brown bear let out a muffled cry, his body tilted in the air, Lin Feng kicked, and the brown bear's body was kicked into the air. Looking at the brown bear lying on the ring with blood and gasping, He Wentao's face twitched, and he shouted in exasperation, "Brown bear, you bastard, get up for Laozi, you were brought here by Laozi from Pattaya, Thailand, you can't be so useless." Clap clap. A very unexpected thing happened. In front of everyone, Wang Shan, who was extremely angry, slapped He Wentao twice. He didn't say anything, but reminded him with sharp eyes. "Shout out, the old lady will abolish you." In front of Wang Shan, He Wentao was really in a low position. After 2 slaps, he covered his face and lowered his head. In terms of strength, he did not dare to challenge Wang Shan. Ye Zi and Hong Ying did not despise He Wentao in general. In their eyes, He Wentao was a conscientious and irresponsible person. This kind of person did not deserve a woman or money. The brown bear was injured too badly. The internal and external injuries were very serious. I am afraid that even after recovery, he would not be able to fight as before. If Lin Feng continued to fight, he could kill the brown bear with just 1 punch or 1 kick. He didn't want to kill the brown bear, so he didn't continue to shoot. Lin Feng was also injured, but he still walked off the ring with a very free and easy step. There was blood on his body, but it was the blood of a brown bear. Lin Feng has gained a lot, winning 1 million, and he can also get a sum of money from Wang Shan, a total of 2 million. Zhao Sushan's father, Zhao Xiangdong, and 2 masters, Sun Ping and Meng Sengong, all wanted to chat with Lin Feng, but this night was obviously not the right time, so when Lin Feng and his party were about to leave, they did not hold back. In the luxurious room of Zhao's fighting center, karate master Sun Pingping looked solemn and exclaimed, "Lin Feng, this kid's leg skills are too fierce." "Absolutely." "Absolutely what?" Zhao Xiangdong wondered. "Dragon and snake legs," Sun Ping said. "Are you sure?" "I couldn't be sure before, but now I can be sure." "Lin Feng's kung fu is dragon and snake legs," Sun Ping said. As one of the most fierce Chinese martial arts, the dragon and snake legs have no doubts about their combat effectiveness. As long as the dragon and snake legs are well trained, they must be top masters. With cooperation, it is naturally a master of the master. Sun Ping has no doubt that Lin Feng is a master of the masters. Zhao Xiangdong said, "If you are asked to fight Lin Feng, are you sure you will win?" Sun Ping smiled relievedly, "I can't beat him." Zhao Xiangdong looked at Meng Sengong, a retired special soldier of Huaxia Kingdom who was sitting on the side and didn't speak with great interest, and said with a smile, "How about you?" To be continued. Peach Youth. Author, Su Kifeng. Chapter 489. Meng Sengong said, "Before I joined the special forces, I practiced several traditional leg skills and boxing, and then I practiced fighting for many years. However, at most, Lin Feng and I are tied. I am not sure to beat him with my bare hands, but I won't lose to him easily. If I use a dagger or a gun, I guess Lin Feng won't be my opponent." Meng Sengong's fighting power was so sturdy that people couldn't believe it, but he also said that he and Lin Feng were at most a tie, and he was not sure to win against Lin Feng with his bare hands, which made Zhao Xiangdong admire Lin Feng even more. As for weapons, Lin Feng can still use knives and sticks very well, because he has practiced before. Speaking of guns, he is very unfamiliar. He has never even shot a bullet with a real gun before. Even if there is speed, there may not be any accuracy. Spend. Zhao Sushan and Qiao Xiaojiao on the side both admired Lin Feng very much, especially the beautiful Qiao Xiaojiao, who even had a kind of admiration for Lin Feng, because she even knew that Lin Feng's bed skills were also very high, which could make women very sexy. She is already Zhao Sushan's girlfriend. For her own future, Qiao Xiaojiao doesn't plan to continue messing with Lin Feng, but she will definitely think of the warm scenes with Lin Feng in her heart. Several poses were used. Clap clap. So much fun. When she turned into a gray-haired old lady, she might still remember the warm scenes with Lin Feng decades ago, and would laugh while leaning on crutches or sitting in a wheelchair. Zhao Xiangdong said, Su Sheng, look, Lin Feng is a genius with both civil and military skills. You will have to learn from him in many aspects in the future. I will. Zhao Sushan understood what his father meant very well, so he put it aside if he didn't learn from Lin Feng. At the very least, we must maintain a good relationship with Lin Feng, and we can only be friends. Can't be the enemy. Even if Lin Feng had no foundation in Beijing, it would be terrifying to be an enemy with someone like him. Because he has the ability to kill others, but it may not be possible for others to kill him. Lin Feng, Tian Qingzhu and Dainan took the God-level off-road vehicle Hummer H2 to the outside of the high-end community. The off-road vehicle drove away, and Lin Feng walked into the high-end community with two beauties. It is spacious and atmospheric, with brilliant lights. The rockery fountain is covered with a mysterious veil, rows of luxury cars, and sometimes noble figures appear. It's so nice here, admiring the beautiful scenery around. Dainan said sincerely. Sister Nan, since you like it here, then you can leave the narrow partition room and live here. Tian Qingzhu smiled. This is your boyfriend Lin Feng's mansion. After you and Lin Feng get married, it will also be your mansion. What if I live here? Sister Nan. Maybe I will eat other people's faults, but I will never eat your vinegar, Tian Qingzhu said. Dainan smiled relievedly, didn't say anything, and didn't dare to sigh easily. Others have other people's ideas, but she also has her own ideas. Lin Feng is undoubtedly the most important person in her life. So she didn't want to add chaos to Lin Feng's life. Seeing Lin Feng happy, she will be happy, even if she has nothing. The living room of the mansion. Tian Qingzhu and Dainan sat on the sofa. Lin Feng brought tea and sat beside Tian Qingzhu. He smiled and said, drinking strong tea at night is easy to insomnia, so the tea I brewed is very light. Tian Qingzhu showed a bright smile. Dainan showed a warm smile. While drinking tea together, the two beauties were very worried about Lin Feng's injury. Lin Feng said that his injury was not a big problem. Even if he didn't need any medicine, he would get better naturally within a week. Dainan looked at the black leather case next to the coffee table. There was 1 million in it, which Lin Feng had just won. She said, give some money to Qingzhu. Lin Feng took Tian Qingzhu into his arms, smiled and said, look, even Dainan thinks I should give you some money. I'll give you 200,000 yuan, spend whatever you want, buy whatever you want. Brother Feng, you are so generous. If you give money to your girlfriend, it's 200,000 yuan, but I don't want it, I don't want it at all. Why? You usually invite me to dinner, you often buy me clothes and shoes, and you even gave me a diamond ring. I'm already very grateful. After all, the two of us are not married yet. I can't ask for your money now. Wait for the two of us. After getting married, I will become your wife, and I will not control your economy, but, at that time, if you give me money, I will take it, Tian Qingzhu said. What a good girl. Lin Feng's heart is very relieved. Dainan even felt that if Lin Feng married Tian Qingzhu, it would be a lifetime of happiness. For a man, having a good wife is really a very happy thing, more than anything else. Okay, I won't affect the two of you anymore. I'm a little tired too. Let's rest first. Dainan walked upstairs with graceful steps. Her figure was very good, no matter whether she took big steps or small steps, she was very graceful. Lin Feng hugged Tian Qingzhu tightly, as if he was afraid that she would fly away. He nibbled at Tian Qingzhu's earlobe for a moment, then smiled and said, Qingzhu, do you want to be above or below tonight? Tian Qingzhu's delicate body twisted slightly, and said shyly, you are so annoying, you are all injured, so don't do it tonight. You said it yourself, After the fight with the brown bear, you will take good care of me. Lin Feng kneaded Tian Qing's towering and soft chest, and said with a smile, come on, do you want to be above or below? You put me on the top, I'm on the top, you let me on the bottom, I'm on the bottom, the beautiful bamboo said. Lin Feng picked up Beauty Bamboo and walked upstairs, kissing and stroking while bathing together. Lin Feng finally managed to control it and did not break into Beauty Bamboo's body in the surfing bathtub. On the soft big bed, when Lin Feng broke in, the beautiful bamboo couldn't help but screamed, and it still hurt a little. The rippling gradually stopped hurting, the kind of comfort was very special, and soon the beautiful bamboo was brought into an extraordinarily intoxicated artistic conception. Beauty Zhu shouted sweetly and melodiously, it was like a beautiful music, first in a very traditional posture, and then Lin Feng made Beauty Zhu a female knight. Ups and downs, fluttering like a fairy. When Lin Feng and Beauty Bamboo slept to their heart's content. Wang Villa, He Wentao is being beaten violently by Wang Shan. In front of Wang Li, Wang Shan asked He Wentao to take off his upper clothes and whipped him violently with a leather whip. Clap clap. In the past, when He Wentao and Wang Shan collided, this kind of sound was often made. At this time, when the whip in Wang Shan's hand hit He Wentao, it was the same sound. Painful and distressing. He Wentao didn't care about his face anymore, and the screams continued. But he didn't have the guts to make Wang Shan stop, and he didn't have the guts to the whip from Wang Shan's hand. Wang Li, who was watching the play on the side, had a contemptuous chuckle on his lips. He rarely called He Wentao his brother-in-law because he always looked down on He Wentao. After dozens of whips were drawn, Wang Shan was hooked, and He Wentao's upper body was covered with intricately intersecting whip marks. You bastard, didn't you say that any of the two masters you brought back from Pattaya, Thailand, would be fine with Lin Feng? Why did the brown bear make Lin Feng be like that? Wife. I really didn't expect that the Lin Feng's kung fu is so perverted that even the brown bear is not his opponent. I'm afraid you didn't expect it either. I didn't expect it? Seriously, I never thought the two people you brought back from Pattaya, Thailand were masters, but they were just mediocre people. It's only a fool like you who would treat such a thing as a treasure. Raise it up, Wang Shan sneered. He Wentao was speechless and didn't dare to say anything more. He only hoped that the storm would end soon, but in fact, the storm had just begun for him. Old He. What Wang Shan called out was indeed Lao He, not her husband or Wentao. This makes He Wentao sound awkward. I called you, did you hear me? Wife. I'm listening, He Wentao said. Do you like the scenery of Thailand? Neither. Don't hide it. If you want me to see, you just like the scenery in Thailand. Why don't you like this? I'll give you a month's vacation. You can go to Thailand to play. Come back when you've enjoyed it, Wang Shan said. Wife, you can't do this. I'm the executive vice president of Wang Group. How can you say that you have a holiday? The business of the group is very busy, and the business of the group cannot be separated from me. Then you are wrong, the business of the group is indeed very busy, but the group can still turn around without you, and the money you make will not be less than before. If you are a smart man, then listen to me, otherwise I will just ask someone to break one of your legs, Wang Shan said. Wife, I'll listen to you. I'll be on vacation from tomorrow, but can I not go to Thailand? It's okay not to go to Thailand, but you have to leave Beijing. Within this month, don't let me find your traces in Beijing, or you will break your legs, Wang Shan said. He Wentao wanted to ask aloud, Wang Shan, are you crazy, are you still my wife? Maybe when he got to the bed, if he took good care of Wang Shan, this crazy woman would calm down a little bit, but what he didn't expect was that when he wanted to get on Wang Shan's bed, he kicked her off. In the past, he often slept in this big bed with Wang Shan, but now he can only sleep in another room, and then he has to leave Beijing tomorrow and can't come back for a month. Lin Feng had with the beautiful bamboo plum on the soft big bed of his mansion. He was very comfortable, and he also brought several pleasures to the beautiful bamboo. The wonderful pleasure made the beautiful bamboo comfortable and sexy. Dinan first fantasized about the possible poses Lin Feng and the beautiful bamboo could use, and then fell asleep. She didn't have any spring dreams. She had a very peaceful dream. At 10 o'clock in the morning, Wang Shan charged 500,000 yuan to Lin Feng's card. In this way, the 1 million yuan she promised to Lin Feng was fulfilled. Lin Feng found that even though Wang Shan was a very hateful woman, she was still very happy. Wang Shan said to Lin Feng again that if Sister Wang wants to invite you to drink coffee in the future, don't refuse. Lin Feng responded with a smile and said in his heart, I hope you don't let me see your black fungus. Although you are beautiful and charming, your fungus must be very black. Inadvertently, he got another 2 million. Counting the 2 million he got from Su Kailu, the father of the coal boss of the beautiful Su Qingyuan, when he went to Taiyuan, Jin province, his card has more than 4 million. Lin Feng's goal is to quickly get enough 10 million, and then repay the money owed to Yezi, so that he can relax a lot. To be continued. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Peach Youth. Author, Su Kefeng. Chapter 490. He Wentao did indeed leave Beijing and took a little luggage to board the train to Guangzhou. He planned to stay in Guangzhou for half a month, and then go to Sanya, Hainan for half a month. This time out was too sudden for him. To put it bluntly, he was forcibly driven out of Beijing by Wang Shan. He only hoped that this month would pass quickly, and then he would continue to repair his relationship with Wang Shan after he came back. After reading the book for more than an hour, Lin Feng called his parents and asked them when they would come to Beijing. If they wanted to come, they should come while it was not too cold. The parents said that they would not come this year. If they wanted to come to play, they would wait until next year. Lin Feng felt that his parents were not so suspicious of him, so he breathed a sigh of relief. His body was very light, but he also hoped that his parents would come to Beijing to play, because his parents had not traveled for many years. When Lin Feng was going to go out for lunch, the head nurse Zhu Qingyu's head flashed. Writer, have you eaten yet? Lin Feng, Sister Qingyu, don't call me a great writer. I'll be embarrassed. I haven't eaten yet, how about you? Zhu Qingyu, I brought my own lunchbox, braised octopus with rice, scrambled eggs with chives, and I'm eating right now. Lin Feng, go back and cook for me. Zhu Qingyu, if you have time in the evening, you can go to my house for dinner. Lin Feng, all right. Zhu Qingyu, your kid is really happy to agree. Lin Feng, there is such a good thing, it's no wonder that you're not happy. The beautiful head nurse Zhu Qingyu's graceful appearance began to flash in his mind, and it was easy to arouse men's gaze and make men happy. But Zhu Qingyu is obviously not a casual woman. So far, she has only one man who has crossed Dai. Although Dai has been dead for many years, she has never forgotten Dai. In the afternoon, Lin Feng wrote 12,000 words, so that even if he stayed with Zhu Qingyu late, he would not feel guilty. In the evening, he and Zhu Qingyu met outside the agreed supermarket gate. The two went to the supermarket together and bought a lot of vegetables and white wine and red wine. Went to Zhu Qingyu's house together. The living room was clean and tidy, but Lin Feng suddenly felt a moist breath, like a woman who had just taken a bath and stood naked in the living room for a long time. Lin Feng sat on the sofa. Zhu Qingyu grabbed the remote control and turned on the TV. He smiled at Lin Feng and walked towards the kitchen with graceful steps. The buttocks are very upturned and the curves are beautiful. Zhu Qingyu was busy in the kitchen, and Lin Feng heard a slightly emotional song, so he walked towards the kitchen. Hear footsteps. Zhu Qingyu stopped singing. Focus on cooking. Why did you come in? Are you hungry? I heard you singing, so I came in, Lin Feng said. I didn't sing. What are you, a great writer, thinking about? Are you hallucinating? You must have sang just now, and it was a song that you tampered with according to the classic melody. You replaced some of the words with my big river, right? Lin Feng said with a smile. Zhu Qingyu was very embarrassed, her face was red, her eyes were wet, and she sighed softly. Your hearing is really good, I sing so softly, you can hear it when you are sitting in the living room watching TV. Yes, I am singing, and mentioned my great river. When you were alone, did you often sing like this? Do you really hope that every beautiful song should have your great river in it? Lin Feng said. Zhu Qingyu continued to cook, her beautiful face was full of sadness, her eyes were a little gloomy, she did not answer Lin Feng, but her silence was the best answer. A woman who has always lived in beautiful memories, no matter what her current situation is, she is a very poor woman. Lin Feng hugged Zhu Qingyu's water snake waist, and he hugged her from the side, so her water snake waist could feel his uprightness. The top was a little out of place, but it was reached. Zhu Qingyu's buttocks twisted twice in the direction of Lin Feng's legs, soft and then soft again, which made Lin Feng push her even more. Little bastard, let go quickly. You will affect my cooking. When will we have dinner? I'm hungry. Zhu Qingyu's words were so gentle that Lin Feng couldn't bear to continue doing bad things. He let go of Zhu Qingyu and then left the kitchen and continued to sit on the sofa in the living room to watch TV. Zhu Qingyu made 2 meat dishes, 3 vegetarian dishes and a seaweed egg drop soup. After serving it on the table, she asked Lin Feng, would you like to drink white or red? Why don't you drink the white one first and then the red one, and drink the strong one first and then the romantic one? Lin Feng said. You're pretty good at playing tricks, but you can only choose one. Hurry up, drink white or red. If you can't think about it within a minute, then don't drink, just drink seaweed egg drop soup. White. Lin Fengzin said that I have also drunk high-end red wine several times, some of which are even pricey. If there are good dishes, it is naturally more enjoyable to drink white wine. What I bought from the supermarket is the Beyond Classic and Soft series from Urquhart, which is not expensive, but tastes good. After Lin Feng and Zhu Qingyu clinked glasses, he smiled and said, Sister Qingyu, I wish you more and more happiness and happiness. Thank you, brother Lin Feng. Zhu Qingyu took a sip of white wine, and her red lips became more hydrated. Just as Lin Feng was eating, Zhu Qingyu's cell phone rang. It was from Mi Yanqing, the beautiful owner of the wine in the 1980s. Yan Qing is calling. I rely on it. Lin Feng's reaction was very strong. He had met Mi Yanqing's beautiful friend once at Zhu Qingyu's house before, and the trouble was very unpleasant. Fortunately, it did not affect the friendship between Zhu Qingyu and Mi Yanqing. This time Mi Yanqing called again, is she coming again? At this time, Lin Feng's face was indeed very ugly. Zhu Qingyu laughed and said, tell you, Yanqing and I made an appointment in the morning to have dinner together and chat all night. Sister Qingyu, you're wrong, since you have an appointment with Mi Yanqing, you shouldn't have an appointment with me, you know. Mi Yanqing and I are incompatible, we have to quarrel when we meet, I'm a big man. I don't want to always quarrel with that woman, Lin Feng said. Actually, apart from the ambiguous misunderstanding between you and Yan Qing, there is no major conflict. I just want you two to turn enemies into friends. Zhu Qingyu called Mi Yanqing back. Mi Yanqing was very angry and asked her, I'm already outside your building. Why don't you answer my call? Do you want me to call home? This will open the door for you. Zhu Qingyu walked over with elegant steps and pressed the door. Then the security door was opened. When he appeared in front of Zhu Qingyu, Mi Yanqing was no longer as angry as before, and her extremely beautiful and hot face showed a bright smile. Qingyu, what delicious food have you made? I haven't eaten your food for a while. The glutton in my stomach is moving and moving. It's all your favorite dishes, Zhu Qingyu said. Dining room. Seeing that Lin Feng was sitting on a chair eating vegetables indifferently, Mi Yanqing's anger suddenly rose. With anger on Lin Yan's face, she said angrily, Qingyu, you're on your mind. Please invite me to dinner. Why is this disgusting thing here? You have a grudge against Lin Feng, Zhu Qingyu asked. Mi Yanqing pondered, does she really have a grudge against Lin Feng? It's not really hatred. No hatred, but I don't like him. I feel sick to my stomach when I see him. Let alone eating, it's fine if I don't vomit. You two eat it, I won't eat it. Mi Yanqing walked quickly to the living room, sat on the sofa, and stamped her feet angrily. Lin Feng whispered, I said, it's unwise for you to do this, but it's nothing, my food was not affected by that Mi Yanqing. That's good, you go on eating, I'll go see her. Zhu Qingyu walked out of the restaurant, and Lin Feng continued to eat and drink. He planned to eat and drink enough before putting down his chopsticks. Zhu Qingyu sat next to Mi Yanqing and hugged her into her arms. Mi Yanqing's fragrant shoulders shook a few times and said angrily, I'm not gay, so don't hug me. Neither am I. We are both normal women, but we used to hug each other often. I'm a little cold, so let me hug you. Isn't Lin Feng here? I'm afraid the two of you have been hugging each other warmly for a long time. I'm afraid you are both sweaty and cold. Mi Yanqing was very sharp. Yanqing, you misunderstood. Lin Feng and I are friends, but not in that way. Who knows what the two of you have done before? Mi Yanqing sighed softly, actually, it's understandable, you've been lonely for so many years, and you should have a man, but it's not good who you are looking for, you have to look for it. He. Yanqing. Zhu Qingyu shouted excitedly. It was not easy for her to shout so loudly. Mi Yanqing was stunned. After a while, she realized that the cynicism towards Zhu Qingyu just now seemed to be it was a bit too much. She smiled and said, what are you shouting? Don't scare me, I'm on my period, and being frightened will affect my body. Since it's your period, you can't just be angry. In fact, there is no deep hatred between the two of us, it's just a little bit of fate. Lin Feng walked out of the restaurant and just heard that Mi Yanqing was on her period, so she played it appropriately. He had seen the trousers several times in a row in the past, but now that he had his period, Mi Yanqing was about to go crazy with anger. She got up and rushed towards Lin Feng. Past. It's a bit scary that the cold and beautiful beauty is fierce. How could Lin Feng let Mi Yanqing's fist hit him in the face? He grabbed her wrist, and then dragged her into his arms. Mi Yanqing's pair of top quality slammed into Lin Feng's body violently. The softness showed excellent bounce in the buffer, which made him comfortable and also made him. Excellent face. Excellent figure. Mi Yanqing, the beautiful owner of this top student who graduated from the Beijing Academy of Fine Arts, is such an excellent student. Let go of me. Don't make a fuss, be careful of side leakage. Your sister, you bully me to death, be careful, my mother will find a professional killer to kill you and then set off the thing that cut you off, Mi Yanqing said angrily. I'm not afraid. Lin Feng said 3 words lightly, and then let go of Mi Yanqing. Tell me, what should I do so you won't be angry? Peach Youth. Author, Su Kifeng. Chapter 491. Mi Yanqing didn't expect Lin Feng to say this. Just now, Zhu Qingyu's heart was in her throat, and she was relieved when she heard what Lin Feng said. Yanqing, Lin Feng wants you to punish him, decide quickly, are you going to kick him or whip him with a whip? Don't you have a beautiful whip? My good cowhide whip is used for whipping my future husband, not for whipping him. Lin Feng, since your kid is very sincere, then fly 3 times in a row to show my wife. The so-called flying and flying are 2 different things. Flying a plane is a game that people in the detention center often play. Facing the wall, bending down, toes up, arms raised in reverse. This posture is more painful than squatting, and the mouth keeps shouting, "Take off." I hit where, and then I couldn't hold it anymore and called to land. Obviously, if the landing is too early, it will be continued to be repaired. Me Yanking clearly wanted to humiliate him. He said, "Beautiful Yanking, you can't fly, but you can off, or I'll off in front of you." Zhu Qingyu was about to collapse in an instant. The strong anger made Me Yanking's eyes stand up. If she had a gun in her hand, I'm afraid she would really dare to shoot Lin Feng's big head and small head, and blow both of his heads. "Qingyu, did you hear that? Lin Feng, this bastard, wants to off in front of us. Do you have any opinion?" "I have an opinion." Zhu Qingyu didn't want to see how Lin Feng masturbated. "I have no opinion." Me Yanking has no opinion. Lin Feng is very embarrassed. Does he really want to off in front of the beautiful Me Yanking? If he is taking a bath with a beauty, let the beauty see his gun. On the contrary, Lin Feng thought it was wonderful, but jerking off in front of a beautiful woman was not fun. Even a very stalwart and gentleman man jerking off in front of a beautiful woman would behave very vulgarly. Zhu Qingyu was a little angry and a little depressed. Obviously, the development of the situation was much more serious than she expected, and she had avoided it with a flushed face, and said to Lin Feng and Me Yanking, "Whatever you two do." Lin Feng said, "Are you looking for a bedroom or just in this living room?" Me Yanking said, "Just here. I don't believe you have the ability to spray onto the LCD screen." Lin Feng said, "But I may spray on you." Me Yanking was so angry that she laughed so much. "You rascal, if you dare to take out that thing in front of me, my mother will call the police, and my mother will call the criminal police." "Call the police? Do you think the police will call the police if you call the police? In your situation, the most people who call the police are the police." Lin Feng smiled and said, "I knew you wouldn't let me off in front of you. Since you are a great beauty, I will give you a face today. I apologize to you. I am sorry, I was wrong before, I should not have seen." "Stop it. It's enough for me to hear that I'm sorry. Don't continue to talk about the details of the past, okay? Anyway, we have been making trouble for a long time without any injustice, and I don't want to continue making trouble with you in the future. I accept it. Your apology. But don't be complacent, we are far from being friends. At most, we know each other, know what they are called and what they do." Me Yanking said. Lin Feng nodded slightly. At least the relationship between him and Me Yanking has eased a little. If the beauty editor Ai Wen wants to go to a bar in the 1980s for a drink, he can accompany him. "Yan Qing, you're... Don't be so kind, don't omit my surname. Who do you think you are?" Me Yanking, "You're... Why do I sound so awkward? Will your tongue bend?" "Forget it, you might as well call me Me Myron, many people call me that." "Me Myron, your complexion is very abnormal. Only when a woman who is on her period until the next day is extremely angry, will her complexion look like this," Lin Feng said. This kid Lin Feng actually knew that today was the second day of her period. Did she hide it or see it? Me Yanking snorted, "You brat, don't play tricks in front of me. I believe you are very good at fighting people, but I don't believe you know medical skills." "I don't know much about medical skills, but people like me who have practiced traditional kung fu for many years know a little bit about self-cultivation, and according to my observation, you are very likely to suffer from gynecological diseases in this situation. It would be a pity if a beautiful woman has gynecological diseases. If this is the case, I am afraid that a happy life will not be with you." After Lin Feng finished speaking, he lit a cigarette and started smoking. The smoke lingered, and he looked deeper than before. Gynecological disease? It sounds terrible. Me Yanking's body has always been very good, and she has never experienced endocrine disorders. She doesn't want to let herself get gynecological diseases. Me Yanking was obviously not calm, and when she raised her fist, she beat Lin Feng on the body, and said aggrieved, "If you hadn't been angry with me, how could I have become like this? You have to be responsible." "I have always been a responsible man. Since I made you angry like this, I will take responsibility. I have learned a very unique massage technique before. As long as I give you an abdominal massage, the body will not be affected in any way," Lin Feng said. "After you give me a belly massage, I won't get gynecological diseases." "No," Lin Feng said. "Hurry up then." Mi Yanqing was excited, and Lin Feng immediately gave her an abdominal massage. "You lie down on the sofa," Lin Feng said. "How bad is it to lie down?" "I'll just sit and you can start." Mi Yanqing knew that Lin Feng would eat some of her tofu when doing abdominal massage, but it was much better than having gynecological diseases. "If you sit, my massage won't work well, so you'd better lie down." "It's fine to lie down, but the sofa is too short and I'm tall, so I might as well go to the bedroom." Mi Yanqing has always been very free in Zhu Qingyu's house. She opened a bedroom and walked in together with Lin Feng. "Went to the bed." Mi Yanqing said embarrassedly, "All right, you can only massage my abdomen. You can't touch other parts of my body." "Don't worry, I won't touch you casually. But I'm still a little worried. In fact, you are quite evil. When I lie on the bed, who knows what you will do," Mi Yanqing said. "If you are very worried, then don't let me give you an abdominal massage. If something goes wrong with your body in the future, don't regret it," Lin Feng said. Mi Yanqing panicked again. Obediently lying on the bed, her tall were prominent, and her slender legs were tight, probably because it was the first time she faced a man in this position, so her breathing was uneven. This beautiful woman's slender and graceful body lines are so beautiful, Lin Feng must be a little calmer, otherwise it is possible to crawl onto Mi Yanqing's body. Then this big beauty will struggle with all the strength of breastfeeding. Lin Feng sat beside Mi Yanqing and reminded him again when Lin Feng touched her upper body's clothes, only to do abdominal massage and not to move other parts. Lin Feng nodded slightly, and then his hand pressed against Mi Yanqing's flat and smooth body. The abdomen moved. The warm current began to flow in Mi Yanqing's body. It was as if a streamer was rippling inside her. A little comfy and a little addicted. Mi Yanqing's mouth showed an intoxicated smile, but she controlled her emotions and did not cry out. Mi Yanqing's skin texture was so good, almost half an hour later, Lin Feng's hand was still stroking her lower abdomen, but did not swim to other parts. "Are you done?" "Almost." "Then hurry up, you've been touching me for a long time," Mi Yanqing said resentfully. "It's not touching. It's massage." Lin Feng tasted Mi Yanqing's flat abdomen for a few minutes and stopped. If he continued to touch, Mi Yanqing would really doubt his intentions. When Lin Feng and Mi Yanqing walked out of the bedroom and came to the living room, they saw that Zhu Qingyu was already sitting on the sofa watching TV, and at this moment Zhu Qingyu's somewhat incredulous gaze was already looking at the two of them. "You two are really good. Even if you want that one, choose another place. You really dare to do that in my house." "Qingyu, you misunderstood, Lin Feng and I didn't do anything shameful, he just gave me a massage," Mi Yanqing said. "This relationship has eased too quickly. An hour ago, water and fire were still incompatible, but so quickly, they even did a massage." Zhu Qingyu couldn't help but ask in her heart, "Beautiful Yanqing, do you hate Lin Feng or love Lin Feng?" Zhu Qingyu didn't ask much, and Mi Yanqing didn't explain too much. For Lin Feng, after eating, drinking, and eating tofu, it was time to show off. After Lin Feng left, Zhu Qingyu immediately looked at Mi Yanqing's beautiful face and showed a very ambiguous smile. "Don't look at me in that way, I will suspect that you are gay. Even if you are really gay, don't look for me," Mi Yanqing said seriously. "Don't change the subject, let me ask you, how do you feel about Lin Feng? Do you like him?" "Like him? Stop joking, let's not say that he already has a girlfriend, Even if he doesn't have a girlfriend, I won't like him. Forget it, I might as well tell you. Mi Yanqing told her the reason for letting Lin Feng do the massage. Zhu Qingyu hesitated for a moment, and soon left. Mi Yanqing wondered, Qingyu, isn't it, why did you laugh like this, is that kid Lin Feng fooling me? He not only fooled you but also made you dizzy. Did he lie down on the bed and let him do a massage? Even if you get angry during your period, it is not so easy to get gynecological diseases, and more importantly, yes, the abdominal massage that Lin Feng gave you can't prevent gynecological diseases at all. That kid must appreciate your beauty, so he took this to eat your tofu, Zhu Qingyu said. Mi Yanqing recalled, did Lin Feng really give her a massage just to eat her tofu? I guess it is. Mi Yanqing immediately got up angrily and rushed towards the kitchen. Just as Zhu Qingyu shouted, what you want to do, Mi Yanqing ran out with a kitchen knife and shouted, Lin Feng, my mother chopped you. Zhu Qingyu said, hurry up and stop making trouble, he's gone, who are you going to chop? Looking at you holding a kitchen knife, I'm afraid, you put the kitchen knife down. Mi Yanqing could only put the kitchen knife back in the kitchen, sat next to Zhu Qingyu, and said silently for a moment, just wait and see, when there is a chance in the future, I will repair Lin Feng severely. Fast update, no pop-up, plain text.